Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. I'm Ryan in Singapore. Welcome to the Mindfulness Daily Practice, and specifically today, welcome to Mindfulness Hour. So today we spend 1 hour together. I'll chit-chat for a little bit, talk about, review neuroplasticity, review neuroscience and mindfulness for the first 10 minutes. Then we'll spend 40 minutes together doing some meditation. Today's meditation is a body scan. And then we'll wrap up for 10 minutes, go through questions and comments. And that's what we'll be doing today. So welcome everybody. To review quickly what we've been going over, neuroscience and mindfulness. So how does mindfulness affect us? So number one, most important thing to understand is that your brain is not a static thing, that your brain is changing all the time, and what you think, what you do, and what you pay attention to changes the physical structure of the brain. And this can be noticed by using fMRI, functional magnetic resonance imaging is the technology that has been used to show physical changes in the brain. After, the usual test case is mindfulness-based stress reduction. So participants have their brains measured before taking mindfulness-based stress reduction and after, and show that there are some noticeable changes in the brain. So cortical thickening in certain areas, also areas that are related to stress seem to get a bit smaller. So this research is all still relatively new. In the last 20 years, the research around mindfulness has really been taking off. So there's a lot of relatively new data, and I think a lot of the data around mindfulness still needs more work and needs to be proven out. But these are some of the initial findings, that neuroplasticity is this concept that the brain is changeable. And so however you think you are, whatever you think is going on up here, however I am an anxious person, or I get angry I'm an angry person, all of these things are, there's that identification with this. It's a story that we're telling ourselves. I am not empathic. That's maybe another one. It's something that we'll go into in these coming weeks. Looking about how empathy is not something that's static. Empathy also is a trainable skill. So you can, through time and through practice, through intentional attention, you can start to change the physical structure of your own brain. So learning, and it's a slow process. I think this is kind of what people want. They hope that meditation is like this pill, that I just take my meditation pill. I meditated today, so now I'm not going to have any anxiety. And now I'm not going to feel depressed anymore. Now all of my stress is going to go away because I did my meditation today. Sorry, everyone. That's not how meditation works. Meditation is a long process. I like to think of meditation, I like to use yoga as an example, or maybe not even yoga, just stretching. Let's say you do daily stretching. Day 1, you do your stretching. Day 2, you're not, if you're able to, if you're able to like come to your shin on day 1, on day 2, you're not going to be, you're not going to be touching your toe, you're not going to be pulling on your toes. Right? Like this is a long process, and it's even longer than training physical flexibility. So, and it can be discouraging because physical flexibility is something that you can see the results of. So over a month, I go, oh wow, look, I can get an additional inch down my leg, and then that feels good. I can see the progress. Well, the progress when it comes to meditation, as our brains are changing, is a little bit harder for us to see. So, can you notice these little minute changes? So I would encourage you to continue meditating often, regularly, so that you start to notice what the changes are. So what are some of the changes? So one of them is reduced anticipatory stress, reduced residual stress. So as a stressful event is coming up, we may notice that you start to feel the stress of the event before it's happened. That your mind, as it predicts what's going to happen, already starts to create some of that stress. And then after the stressful event is over, we reflect back. We see the stressful event as it happened, and maybe relive that event. And as we relive that event, that stress comes up again. So this is something that mindfulness can help with. So bringing us into the present, making us equipped to deal with what's going on in the present instead of mindlessly wandering into the future. I think that's what you'll notice when it comes to these kind of prediction of stressful situations, is that it's not something that you're doing by choice. It's something that's just kind of happening on its own. And the stress that you're experiencing comes along with it, like it's real, because this simulation machine is a very powerful one. And so the threat that you see can be a real threat. It can be a threat that you simply imagine. And you can, through imagining the stress or the stressful event, actually create the stress inside of you. And we can even, I've done exercises as well with people, and you can see, you can observe the stressful response by just imagining something stressful happening. What else do we talk about? The brain's default mode network. So when you're just sitting around doing nothing, the brain is still doing something. See, the brain's always active, even when we're at rest, even when we're not performing a cognitive task. The energy decrease by the brain is only about 5%. So there's a bunch that's still going on in here. What is it? Well, this is what the default mode network is. It's this kind of self-referential thinking, always thinking about ourselves, thinking about threats that could be happening, thinking of reliving something that happened in the past, fantasizing about how life could be different. Very rarely, when we're just sitting around, are we in the moment? Are we focusing on what's happening here and now? And so this is what mindfulness is. It's this paying attention on purpose in the present moment without evaluating what it is that's going on. Like, this is good, this is bad, I like this, I don't like that. So as we sit in the present moment, as we dwell in the present moment, as we learn to be here and now, we start to be able to let go of these autopilot kind of traits. And that's, this is another topic that we talked about this week. So default mode network is the brain thinking about ourselves, wandering around, fantasizing, and this is a trait of autopilot. Autopilot's when you're just doing something that you've done many times, something that you've already pre-programmed in here, going to work. Going to work's my favorite example. I do remember times I used to go to school, and I got my master's in Ann Arbor, and I was living in Dearborn near Detroit. So Ann Arbor is about 45-minute drive west, and my office was between Ann Arbor and Dearborn. And so there'd be some evenings that I would finish. It's like I finish work. Or the weekend was a better choice because I'm not working. So I would need to go to the University of Michigan, and I would drive. I'd get on the highway, and I'd be so lost in my autopilot that I would get off of the exit to go to work, even though I was going to university. So what happened there? It's because I'm just so used to doing that so many times that it just happens automatically, and before I know it, I'm already on my way to work, even though it's a Saturday. So this is what tends to happen. So we end up, and why am I getting off there? It's because I'm not present. I'm not paying attention to where I am and what I'm doing. So these are the traits of autopilot. Autopilot can be this time where we're in fact causing ourselves more suffering, as our self-referential thinking is rarely positive. So that's a little summary of our week. So hopefully you've I mean, what's the point, right? Why bother talking about all of this stuff? It's to help with intention, to help us know why we're here, to remind us that, hey, this practice isn't just about sitting around, selfishly spending time for myself, trying to make myself feel better, to coddle myself, right? That's not what mindfulness practice is about. Mindfulness practice is hard work. There are a lot of things I'd rather do besides meditate. Meditation can be really challenging. I do feel resistance many times when I come to do my meditation. So it's, what's your intention to meditate? What are you hoping to achieve? There's nothing wrong with wanting to have some positive impact on yourself. So these are some of the potential benefits. We are serenity now. Serenity now. These are some of the. Sorry, that's it's old. For those of you who are younger than I am, this is like the old Seinfeld episode about serenity now, right? Like that's it, is the on-demand. That's what I want. I want that on-demand peace. I want it right now. I think that Seinfeld episode is really quite funny, and that really is how a lot of people approach their meditation practice. So just know that it's a long journey. So keep it up. As S.N. Goenka says, patiently and persistently, and you're bound to be successful. You're bound to be successful. So let's get into the practice. Today's practice is the body scan. So I'll be leading the body scan from a seated posture. This is simply for practical reasons, so that I can easily project my voice. My voice projects better when I'm sitting up. So for you, as we get started, I would encourage you, if you feel comfortable, the posture for meditation is one that combines relaxation and alertness, and so lying down can potentially be a little bit too relaxing, and we might end up falling asleep. And so if your goal today is to be mindful, to focus on the present moment, would encourage you to, you can lie down. But, if you find yourself drifting off, and I have the, good fortune of having lights directly above me, you can always open your eyes, stare at the lights, help to keep yourself awake. This is an invitation to fall awake, not to fall asleep. So can you be fully awake, fully alive, and be aware of your body as we go through this? Other people, maybe your intention today, maybe it's in the middle of the night where you are and you're having trouble sleeping and you want to use the body scan to help you drift off to sleep. There's nothing wrong with that too. So connect here today with your intention. Why are you here? Why am I here? So arrive in your posture. If you've chosen to lie down, I'd encourage you to have your arms alongside the body, maybe a bit of space between your arms and the body, palms open toward the ceiling, legs slightly parted, feet gently falling away from each other, maybe having a pillow behind your head to cushion you from whatever surface you might be on. And you might get cold, because we will be lying still for a relatively long period of time, 35 minutes. So here we are. Here I am, in this body, this one and only body that I have. This vehicle that brings me through my life, that I am intimately a part of. So for so many of us, our bodies are kind of like foreign things. We've spent so much time trying to escape our bodies into the realm of the mind. Sometimes it can feel like clearing the brush, trailblazing to a new area as we explore our bodies again. Maybe today's the very first time that you've brought attention to your body. So what's it like? Don't get discouraged as well. See if you can remain with your resolve, with your intention of being here, of getting the benefits of this practice. No matter what your practice is like, no matter how it goes today, no matter what your inner voice, what kind of evaluation it gives. Oh, how am I doing? Is this a good meditation today, or is this a bad one? So begin to feel into the body. Feel into the contact between your body and the supporting surface. If you've chosen to lie down, you'll feel the supporting surface touching the heels, parts of the legs, the buttocks, the shoulder blades, the backs of the hands, the elbows, the back of the head. Maybe other parts of the body are in contact, so just taking a moment to tune in. Can you feel exactly where the body is being touched? Can you feel that sense of pressure? So where does the pressure begin? Where does the pressure end? Is there a clear, distinct line where the pressure is beginning and ending? And I notice for me today there's not. I can feel the edge of the pillow that I'm sitting on. I can feel the texture of the cloth of the sofa on the backs of my bare legs. So can you also bring this kind of high quality, high resolution awareness to all of the details of this area of being touched, of pressure against the body? And on the next exhalation, releasing your attention of these areas and guiding your attention to the belly. So continuing to calibrate awareness by feeling how the belly moves with the breath. So as the diaphragm comes downwards as we breathe in, drawing air into the lungs, we can feel that the internal organs move a little bit. You can feel the belly pushing outwards. As you breathe out, the diaphragm moves back. Air is expelled out of the lungs, through the nose, through the mouth. The internal organs move back towards the spine. So this process of breathing continues. You can feel the belly moving, expanding on the inhalation, contracting on the exhalation. And this happens effortlessly. The vast majority of the time, we're not aware that we're breathing. Breathing just happens. Can you, in this moment, feel all of these details in the belly? As your body breathes all by itself naturally, in and out. Inhaling and exhaling. And now on the next exhale, letting go of attention at the belly. And bringing your awareness down the body, down the left side of the body, through the left hip, the left leg, the left ankle, going all the way out into the toes of the left foot. So you don't need to move your toes, you don't need to wiggle them or anything. Simply becoming aware of the sensations that are already there. Maybe there's coolness. Maybe there's perspiration. Maybe there's warmth. Maybe you can feel the inside of the socks that you're wearing. Can you feel each of your toes? If you're so fortunate to have 5 toes on the left foot. Can you feel each one of those? Each toe is sending signals back to your brain. Can you listen? Hear those signals. Feel those signals. Now expanding awareness to the sole of the left foot. The left heel, the left ankle, the top of the left foot, holding now the entirety of the left foot in awareness. And now, as we exhale, releasing the left foot from awareness. And let's begin to bring our attention up the left leg, noticing the left shin, the left calf muscle, the skin of the left lower leg, left knee, the kneecap, the back of the knee, the sides of the knee, and the left thigh, the large muscles, the bone, the inner thigh, the outer thigh. So now from the hip all the way down to the left ankle. Is it possible for you to observe this entire area of the body? Notice the sensations here. The areas of the leg that are being touched. The areas of the leg that are not being touched. Can I feel every square centimeter of the surface of my skin? So holding now the left leg in its entirety, from hip to ankle, in awareness. And now on the next exhalation, releasing the left leg from awareness. And from that point of the left hip, crossing through the pelvis over to the right hip. Then guiding attention down the right leg, through the leg, through the ankle, into the foot, all the way out to the toes of the right foot. If you're so fortunate to have 5 toes, can you feel each of those toes? What do you notice here? Coolness, warmth, perspiration, tingling, itching. Normal physical sensations, not trying to look for anything magical. Not trying to create sensation as best you can. Just tuning in. Turning up that awareness dial. What's there? Can you feel each of your toes? There's no need to move them. Through practice of paying attention to the body, we become better at doing so. Now expanding awareness to the sole of the right foot. The right heel, the right ankle, the top of the right foot. So holding the entirety of the right foot in awareness. What do you experience here? And now on the next exhalation, releasing the right foot from awareness. As we begin guiding attention up the leg, into the right lower leg, the shin bone, the calf muscle, the right knee, kneecap, back of the knee, sides of the knee. The right thigh, large muscles, the large bone, the skin, whatever the skin is contacting. So now from hip to ankle, holding the entirety of the right leg in awareness. And on the next exhalation, releasing the right leg from awareness. As we begin to observe the pelvis, starting at the right hip, expanding awareness to the right buttock, noticing the tailbone, aware of the left buttock, noticing the pressure between the supporting surface and the buttocks. The left hip. The front of the pelvis, the pelvic bowl region. The area of the genitals, the perineum, the anus, holding the entirety of the pelvis in awareness now. Here in this moment, right now, what do you feel? And then on our next exhalation, letting go of the pelvis. And now let's take a moment to notice the entire body from the waist down. So the pelvis, the legs, the feet. Can you hold your awareness in this area of the body? Notice all the physical sensations that you experience from the waist down. Noticing how that spotlight of awareness can be small, or it can be dilated out, it can become larger. We can hold more of our bodies in awareness. And on the next exhale, releasing the lower half of the body. Let's begin to scan upwards. So noticing the backbone, starting at the tailbone. Can you feel the sacrum, the lower vertebrae? As you observe the lower vertebrae, can you feel the muscles in the lower back? And slowly moving upwards, noticing the vertebrae of the mid-back. Can you feel the area of the body where the ribs start coming out of the vertebrae? Some floating ribs here. Don't connect into the front. And then as we move up, we find the rest of the rib cage that comes all the way around. Can you notice the ribs in the back body? And then the upper vertebrae. Maybe there's some sensation in the muscles in the upper back. Could be some tension in the back today. What is it? Exploring with curiosity. What am I feeling in my back? So the shoulder blades may be in contact with your supporting surface. So as you scan from the tailbone all the way up, what do you feel in the back body? And on the next exhalation, releasing the back body from awareness. Guiding attention now to the front of the body, back to the abdomen, back where we were noticing our breathing at the beginning. Now is a different moment. What do you feel here now? Expanding awareness upwards into the rib cage, here in the front of the body, noticing as well the sternum, expansion and contraction of the ribs as you breathe. Is there some movement of the shoulders up and down? Can you feel your heart beating inside your chest? So noticing the chest and the abdomen, the front side of the body. Maybe you notice this part of the body is not static, that there is movement here. But you can't help but move as you breathe. And now on the next exhalation, letting go of the front of the body. And bringing our awareness over to the left hand. Can you feel the left hand? Can you feel the fingers of the left hand? For the majority of us, 5 fingers. The thumb, the index finger, the middle finger, the ring finger, and the little finger. Noticing the palm of the hand, the back of the hand. Expanding awareness to the left wrist, to the left forearm, to the left elbow, to the left upper arm, to the left armpit, to the left shoulder. So from shoulder to fingertips, holding the entirety of the left arm in awareness. Feeling what's here. What is there to be experienced in this present moment? Right now. The left arm and the left hand. And now on the next exhalation, releasing the left arm, the left hand from awareness. Guiding the attention over to the right arm, all the way down to the right hand. Noticing the fingers, the right thumb, the right index finger, the right middle finger, the right ring finger, the right little finger. Noticing the palm of the right hand, the back of the right hand, the right wrist, the right forearm, the right elbow, the right upper arm, the right armpit, and the right shoulder. So from shoulder to fingertips, holding the right arm in awareness. And now on the next exhalation, releasing the right arm from awareness. And guiding attention to the neck. Feeling the softer tissue in the front of the neck, the blood vessels, the trachea, air moving through the neck as you breathe, blood moving through the neck, to and from the head. The back of the neck. Noticing the vertebrae coming up into the base of the skull. Noticing the muscles in the back of the neck. Is there tension here today? What is happening here in this region connecting the body to the head? And now letting go of the neck. As we bring awareness to the chin, to the jaw. How's the jaw feeling today? Is there any tension here? Are the teeth clenched? If so, can you intentionally part your lower teeth from your upper teeth? You can continue keeping your lips closed, breathing through the nostrils, just as best you can, relaxing the jaw. Noticing the lips, the teeth, the tongue, the gums, the inside of the mouth. And now the space between the nostrils and the lip. The nose, the nostrils, air moving through the nose as you breathe. The cheeks. The left ear. The right ear. And the left eye, and the muscles around the left eye. The right eye, the left eyebrow, the right eyebrow, the forehead. Maybe tension here. Remembering right now, you don't have to be expressing any emotion outwardly through your face. Your face can be completely relaxed. So observing the face, feeling the face in its entirety. And then letting go of the face. Bringing attention to the scalp. To the crown of the head. To the skull. To the brain inside the skull. And so let's let go of the head and begin to notice our bodies in their entirety from the waist up. So noticing the abdomen, the chest, the lower back, the upper back, the hands, the arms, the neck, the face, the head. Dilating that spotlight of awareness to include the entirety of the upper body. Feeling the breath, feeling the heartbeat. Feeling it all. And so now let's begin to also include the lower body. The pelvis, the legs, the feet, as we hold our entire body in awareness, feeling every little tiny minute detail, noticing what's the loudest sensation, what do you feel most prominently now? Does that dominate the awareness, or can you bring your awareness to also the subtle sensations in the body? So now this is your moment to observe. Feel the body and all of its sensations from head to toe. And so now the time is coming for us to begin drawing our practice to its close. So maybe take a moment to congratulate yourself. Give yourself a little credit for having made the time today to do this powerful practice. Maybe also setting some intention to keep practicing, knowing that it is through practice that we start to unlock this superpower of being aware in the present. So we'll close practice with 3 rings of the bell. After the sound of the bell has subsided, feel free to begin moving your body, stretching out in any way you like. All right, thanks everyone. Thanks for joining here together today to practice with each other. Okay, how did it go? What did you notice today as you were practicing? And also, our topic this week's been about neuroscience. Any questions about that, how the brain's affected, or any activities that you do that may be affecting you? Thanks, Jenny, for your donation. Gary asks, how come I can never keep these nice feelings? Well, probably because we end up thinking, and our lives are busy, and all of the things that are going on in life come back, and we start to remember all of these other things we have going on. I think I've said it many times in one of my meditation retreats, the one in Sri Lanka. Someone asked the teacher, how can I bring mindfulness into my daily life? His answer is simplify your life. So these feelings of peace are happening because we're dropping into present. It's that this always wandering, future and past. So many things that we have to keep our lives busy, especially these days with our phones. We're always on. And so, when we drop out of the present, we start to just get lost in our thoughts. And so that's why, and I've dedicated a few more, at least another day or two, to bringing mindfulness into daily life, because this can help. And the other thing as well I wanted to say on this topic is, things are changing all the time. Like, one of the issues, I think Goenka talked about this as well, is that trying to hold on to peace and knowing that it's impossible, that life has ups and downs. And so the meditation's over. We transition into this. We transition from sitting to standing. We transition from meditation posture to a more relaxed posture. We transition from being young to being old. All kinds of these transitions. So if you want to hang on to your feelings of peace, if you want to go deeper, you can always become a monk. But I think this isn't practical for the majority of us. So just know that there's, and even as a monk, right? I'm sure monks don't have, life isn't amazing. There's still ups and downs. Everybody still has challenges. So just know that this is going to happen. And the body scan in particular, by the way, Gary and everybody, is designed to feel relaxing and designed to help you to relax a little bit, and to help you dwell in being mode, right? We're doing all the time. Can we just take 40 minutes in each day to rest in being mode? Wow. What a difference you'll start to see in your life if you can take 40 minutes a day and rest in being mode. Thanks, Gary, for that. Thanks, CC, for sharing. Dropped off income taxes. Nice to meditate in the parking lot. Thanks, Gary, for your donation. Thanks, CC, for your donation. Suzanne says, I start in a good upright posture, but end up slumping and getting annoyed with myself. Interesting, I slump to the side of the body that I'm focusing on. And that's an interesting observation. And I think, this is it, a good upright posture. In fact, this, you don't have to sit like this, right? Your upright posture. Let's say we're sitting upright and we start to slouch as it goes on. This can be an indicator, right? This can be it, that you go, oh, oh, I scanned through my body. Oh, I got distracted. Oh, I was thinking about this. And then when we come back, we go, oh, wow, now that I'm focusing on my body, I feel that I'm slouching. Okay, let's go back. Let's sit up straight again. So I'd say instead of getting annoyed with yourself, is it possible to use that slouching as another little drop into the present and let you know, oh, hey, maybe I can adjust my posture again. Maybe I can come back. So of course, this kind of alert posture can help aid you in meditation. Thanks, Suzanne, for sharing. Jean shares, as we began, I had trouble focusing. I kept calling myself back to the object of our attention. As we continued, I was able to keep my focus. Thank you. Barbara shares, physically fidgety today. I observed it and told myself it was okay, and the urge to move became less intense. Thank you, Barbara. So interesting how rolling out the red carpet, welcome fidgetiness, can in fact help things to calm down. So this is interesting how resistance, how challenging, how much more challenging we can make things for ourselves when we're resisting. I love this topic of physical pain. I think it was Grace Light who shared on the other, not an Insight Timer, on the other one, a comment about physical pain and chronic pain. And chronic pain is an interesting one. Can we, is it possible to roll out the red carpet, welcome pain, and observe pain is here? What is it like? Is it even pain? How do I describe this sensation that I'm feeling? And when we resist, that tightness, that pushing away, can intensify things, can make everything worse, that wishing things were different from how they are. Thanks, Barbara. Jean shares, by the time we came to the end, I could clearly feel where the cat is. Thanks for sharing, Jean. Thanks, Gary, for your feedback. Yeah, and I've got this. I think if you happen to open your eyes in the meditation today, you probably saw this dude, going from, he's over here and then he's over here. He's all over the place. He shouldn't be too hungry this morning. I tried to get him fed before we started our meditation. All right. At this point, do you ever really suffer? Well, you know what? I mean, this is all about, what's suffering anyway? I think the suffering is, maybe the better word is dissatisfaction. This is the human condition, is to always be unsatisfied with the way things currently are. So maybe, by this definition, I think we all still suffer. But this is, not to push away, not to be upset necessarily about this dissatisfaction, because this dissatisfaction does drive us to want to be better and to want to change, to improve ourselves. So there's certainly a silver lining to the dissatisfaction. Thanks, Gary. Thanks for being here today. Thanks for sharing. And thank you all. Thanks for being here. It's lovely seeing everybody, seeing the little bubbles floating along the bottom of the screen. My pleasure to share. This meditation has been recorded, so you can go check it out on the big video website that's out there. If you want to go practice again or watch anything you missed, so feel free to check it out. And feel free to join us in Ryan's Daily Mindfulness Circle. I think next week I might have a few days off as I'm moving to my new apartment. So looking forward to that personally. And yeah, tomorrow's my day off. I'm going to sleep in Sunday morning. So there will be a guided meditation in Ryan's Daily Mindfulness Circle here on Insight Timer. So you can check it out, join in, and I'll see you all on Monday. But before I go, let's not forget to send well wishes to ourselves. So neuroplasticity, what we think, do, and pay attention to changes the physical structure of the brain. If you wish well each day, you can slowly start to change your attitudes as well. So let's do it. So follow along if you like. You can repeat after me, or you can just listen. May I be happy and peaceful. May everyone joining this meditation today, everyone watching, listening, wherever you are, I wish you all happiness and peace. May all human life, all of us human beings, doing the best we can around the world, I wish us all happiness and peace. Thanks, everyone. See you next time. Bye-bye.